people's criticism. It really scares the shit out of me. I could be a little self-involved in my goals, my work. Oh God, what are these questions?
Hello and welcome to Rulebreaker. We're breaking some rules. But what rules are we breaking? In spotlight on this episode, Sejal Kumar. Welcome.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Thanks for being with me on the show. What rules have you broken, Sejal?
Oh God. I feel at every stage of my life and career, I have broken some type of rule. Whether I was in college to start off a YouTube channel while I was studying economics and getting heavily bullied for it, no regrets. That's number one. And I feel even through the course of my career, I've always just tried to do things my way. I've been told to, pick a niche and be very, very specific about what I'm doing. But I just love being creative, and I did the fashion with music and acting, and I love all of it. So I guess that in a way is breaking rules.
Yeah, but what did people say and why? And why didn't it impact you?
Why didn't it impact me? Of course it impacted me, but I feel I have one life and I don't want to live it with any regrets. Of course you feel bad about it and you cry and you complain, but I'm still moving past all of that criticism, all of our big fears are criticism in life, but I have one life. I don't want to be 80 and feel sad about the things I didn't do. That's my biggest fear, something that makes me feel jaded.
Yeah, so build on this for me. Log kya kahenge?
Log kya kahenge? This is something I've been coming to terms with a lot. I thought as a 19-year-old, 20-year-old, I had it figured out, ki whatever people say, like completely ignore. But that fear, I was pushing it down and building a fake confidence on top of it, projecting this version of myself. But that takes so much energy to do. And at 25, 26, I literally felt that I'm done with this. I cannot project this fake sense of confidence and trying to completely drown out what comments say or what people in the industry or college mates or whoever's saying it to you. And now I'm in the process of building real confidence that it's okay to be exposed, it's okay to get criticism, and it's okay to still do what you want to do.
Yeah, but many people in our world of this digital stardust are believers of fake it till you make it.
Right. Yeah, fake it till you make it, but then by that you're basically practicing some sort of inner confidence, because there's this whole thing of you choose the type of person you want to be every day. And then you become that person, but it has to come from actively looking at your fears and actively looking at what you're insecure about. Because आप उसे छुपा के कुछ बन जाओ तो वो ऊपर आएगा एक बाद में.
अच्छा. So you're saying that when people do try to fake it till they make it, even if they are pushing stuff under the carpet, it won't work. Because the thing is that people are born in different circumstances. Then they see a world of social media, they see a world of success. They see money, right? And then it's like, listen, I can do it too. And that's a great starting point, because people have the opportunity to both say it and try it, which is I can do it too. But not everybody makes it there. So in that sense, does this fake it till you make it last?
I was this person exactly. As a wide-eyed 16-year-old in school, this was my dream. I wanted to be in entertainment, wanted to make a name for myself. That was the biggest thing for me. And luckily my parents were very supportive. थोड़ा सा झूठ फूट बोल के उन्हें मैंने समझाया, but they have been supportive. But like this fake motivation, I think lasted me till 25, 26. I'll be very honest. After 25, 26, I was quarter life, existential, what to do now, because you're working towards something, you have an identity based off of yourself, which you don't identify with anymore. So you want to be true to yourself, completely true to yourself, free from your fears of, at least for me, it was being criticized or being judged. And while I'm in the public spotlight, it's such a juxtaposition, right? Like, आप लोगों के approval के लिए काम कर रहे हो, but आपको लोगों के approval और disapproval से डर भी लगता है. So that's my journey now, I'm actively, I feel every day, I feel I've made some progress towards that.
Yeah. The expectations of audiences are constantly shifting.
Yes.
Right? And so you have to make a fine balance between what you want to put out in your second phase as a genuine Sejal Kumar story versus also earning back from this, right? Because now there are a large number of creators. At the time you started, there were few. But today this place is considerably crowded. And then there is the expectations of the audience. How are you juggling these three, and what is it doing to the plan ahead for you?
Yeah, I've been in this space for 10 years now. It's going to be 10 years soon, this September. And I've stopped worrying about this, to be very, very honest. There are days when I worry, but I'm just thinking about what it is that I like to do, whether it'll like get me numbers and fame, great. And of course, the goal is that, but I'm not overly attached to it anymore. And I feel that makes me more productive as a person and improves my work too. And I have more patience with results and little less ego, I feel. You know, I was doing fashion content for a very long time. And then I wanted to switch things up. I switched to storytelling and music, and that was a big shocker for everybody, understandable. But it upset me for a while because I felt that, oh, you know, I need to get a certain amount of result in this
validation
right away, like, and that, matlab, मैंने अपना ही दिमाग खाया more than anybody else's, you know, because your little ego is attached to something. But now I realize that I'm so lucky I get to pursue my hobbies for a living. That was my dream since forever. And being validated and being seen was my insecurity. But I'm still very lucky. I get to pursue my hobbies for a living.
Yeah.
And success and failure is just the same, right? And I think through the phase of downs and ups, I've actually grown so much more than I would have if I kept getting those high numbers consistently. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, you know, when people listen to you, they're going to say, you know, but you've got a home, you've got the safety net, you've made some money, and, you know, you're just 26 or whatever.
I'm 29.
Okay, 29.
30.
Okay, 30. So even then, just to say that you are a part of the privileged pack. How do you, one, recognize that? And two, do you feel that maybe you're not as privileged in some of the hustle that you did? So tell us about that.
I'm definitely privileged, 100%. My parents worked very, very hard to come where they are. But I've seen their struggle when we were growing up. You know, they did not come from a rich background at all. My Nana Nani came to India after the partition. So 3 generations lage, and I am the lucky one to get the benefit of that. However, looking at them working hard in that way, it was always instilled that you have to work very, very hard towards whatever it is that you want to do. That's one aspect of privilege. Second is my parents gave me privilege of choice. And that I don't take lightly. I think they were very hard on my older brother. I'm the second child. So they wanted him to do engineering, but mere aate tak, I think they were like, jo marzi hai wo kar lo. So even though I wanted to pursue a creative career, I did a degree in economics from SRCC. So they were very particular कि you need to get into a good college and do your पढ़ाई अच्छे से. But then उसके बाद they were kind of like
do your own thing.
But I convinced them a lot. I showed them that this is something I'm passionate about and how I can possibly make money from this. So I made sure I did my side of the work. But again, them still allowing me to do this and being super, super supportive emotionally is, I don't take that lightly at all.
So, you know, the last 10 years that you've been a creator, and that too specifying, you know, the segment of fashion and sort of headlining that space. We've also come in this milieu of conversations where we're like, hey, listen, why do I have to look a certain way, right? But on the other hand, there is still a large population, and certainly in our country, that's like, I have to look perfect. Can I get the nicest arms, the right cheekbones and all of that? How much of that is important to you when you put yourself out there? And also at the fact that when you make the pivot that I'm Sejal 2.0, are you less focused on the right figure, the right face and all of that?
Actually, I was never focused on any of this. I, for some reason, was always comfortable with how I am. For some reason, I don't know what that reason is. I had small insecurities, right? Like, oh, the moles on my face, or I'm a little fat, or whatever. I did Miss India pageants, so that kind of instilled a lot of पुरानी insecurities शायद उसमें ज़्यादा highlight हो जाती हैं, but even after that I didn't kind of care about this too much. And fashion, I still, even though I don't actively create fashion content anymore, to me I look at it as fun. Hello, it's fun. It's like putting something creative together. It's not about how much money you can spend or what you're hiding. I look at it as a fun activity. That's always.
But the world around you, you use the term hiding. It's literally the word that defines social media. People want to hide their insecurities. People want to hide their fat. They want to put filters, so hide blemishes. That's what social media feeds itself into. What's that conversation like when you're trying to tell people, let's say, do it or don't do it? You know, I'm just trying to get that.
I don't do any of that. Even in my old fashion content, it was more about creativity and fun. And
what do you say to people who do that?
I don't care. बोलो यार, मतलब मेरे पेज पे ये सब नहीं होता, मैं ये सब नहीं करती, बोलो क्या फर्क पड़ता है. Like, I genuinely just look at this as fun, and I think that's why people connected with me also. And it was more about the storytelling aspect. Here's like a fun way to film this, or a fun way to tell this story, or just cool things you can do, and never about like how much money you can spend to like buy. I love, as a grown-up, I love spending money on myself. I'm still getting there, and buy nice things for yourself. I think that's awesome. But never to hide, yeah. And also there's nothing wrong with hiding. Everybody has certain things. Like I share vulnerabilities when I get comfortable with it. You know, people's criticism, it really scares the shit out of me. But it's okay. Everyone has something to hide. If you're insecure about your pimples and acne scars, you'll get past that someday. It's okay if you're using fashion or makeup for that. What's wrong with it?
Yeah, fair enough. And so, you know, this takes me to the question of money. You did point out that, you know, it's important for you to spend money on yourself, as it should be. You're an earning person for many years. What's your relationship with money been like?
I am working on it, but I feel a little bit scared to कि ये ख़त्म तो ना हो जाए. Little bit scared, and I think कि वो, you know, parents को देख के, क्योंकि जिस तरह से उनने अपनी wealth बनाई है, of course they haven't come from like generational wealth. So I see that maybe subconsciously I've copied that pattern from there, but थोड़ा सा डर लगता है. Now there's enough content and, you know, books about this, your relationship with money. I didn't even know that that's something that exists, and how much success and money you can earn in life has a lot to do with your relationship with it. So I'm learning to kind of be easy with money, not be so scared. And I think that's in part to do with our industry as well, because it's a little random, you know. Something's working today, may not work tomorrow. And I've been through that, like crazy up and down. I don't know what's going to happen in the future, but if I have a detachment, sort of healthy attitude, then I think I can face anything.
Let's switch gears and talk to you about health. I know mental health is a big part, but I'll come back to that. How do you stay fit? And when I ask you that, I want to know the gamut of things. The nutrition you chase, the diets or the fads you do or don't do. How do you invest time in your own body?
So you know my mother, she's a gynecologist. So if you come to my house, there is nothing fun in terms of food in my house since forever. Cheese slice भी मुश्किल से मिलता है. And मेरे डैड को शुगर का अभी कुछ है प्रॉब्लम, तो उसकी वजह से और भी चीज़ें खाली हो गई हैं. तो since I've been a kid, we've been eating like this. So that is a normal for me, I guess. And in terms of exercise, I haven't been very regular throughout my life, but at the moment I'm doing strength training 3 days a week. I do it with my parents, which is kind of cute and fun. And then the other 3 days I try to do something else. That's it.
And this is including weightlifting and so on and so forth.
Ghar wali training jo hoti hai, with dumbbells and planks, whatever.
Yeah. And tell me something, you know, I often say that this physical fitness is the least rated antidepressant. For your community, it's really important not just to stay fit, but use fitness to stay mentally fit.
100%. I mean, before my relationship with working out was so that I could lose weight.
Yeah.
That's like, pageants, trauma, I guess.
Yeah.
But now, as you get older, now you get certain aches and whatever. If you're a little bit stressed out, you'll get some pressure over here. So now I'm working out so that I can release all of this stuff, and so I can just feel energetic and free. So not so much to get thin anymore.
Yeah.
Like for the first time in my life, I think I'm happy with, like I'm not looking at myself 10 times a day in the mirror. I'm okay.
What was making you unhappy so far?
We all grew up looking at very, very skinny people on TV. I think that has something to do with it. How different body types I embrace now, that was definitely not the case when I was in school. Also, going to pageants was a big thing, being skinny is a major, major thing. So I think because I lost a lot of weight for that kept with me for a while,
Yeah. But the definition has changed. However, the society hasn't. I noticed that we are still having these conversations. We're in 2024, and we thought that this century would at least not force women to, delve into stereotypical approaches to themselves. There are women who've come onto this show and said, I've never seen my own body because I'm shy to see it. How is your relationship with yours?
Similar. Like I'm building up my confidence with my body, but it still is like that. Even I hear our friends, my mom, my nanny, they still complain about their body, right? So कि नहीं थोड़ा मोटा हो गया या ये हो गया या वो मोटी है या तुम थोड़ा सा वेट बढ़ गया जो भी. तो even though we try, but it still is there. I think it will take a while, right? Because if you spend so much time hating something and trying to run away from it, it doesn't take like 2 days to fall back in love with it.
Yeah.
It takes some time.
Yeah. Creation is a lonely business. How do you deal with that aloofness that sometimes you're just stuck with because you are now a star and you can't find it that easy to just go and, solve for lonely at the top?
Sure. I think this job in general is a little bit lonely because there's no office, right? There's no like 20 people that you can just have chai with and chill. So it took me a while to get used to that for sure. Now, I was doing work from home before the lockdown forever. So that bit of loneliness, it took me a long time to get used to because I liked having my friends and whoever around me. In terms of friendships, all of my friends, none of my close friends are creators. They're all either school people, jo bhi bacche hain from that time, or just other people. I don't know, somehow I'm friendly with all the creators, but my close 4 people in life, they're all from back then.
The regular world, yeah.
Regular world क्या है यार? वो ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता regular world. This is all like self-imposed ego that I'm special because I'm putting myself out there. I had fights with this about my friends so much because I was so obsessed with you should only follow your passion, and they were like, but I don't want to. So I had to improve myself in my thinking and not be so egoistic. Everyone's doing valuable work. What's the big deal?
No, that's true. What's the one thing that you found really hard to accept about yourself? And when?
Could be a little self-centered, I could be a little self-involved in my goals, my work, my this, whatever. And it took 2 friends to tell me on my face that just shut up. And of course, I took it a little hard, but I understand what they mean. Your life isn't just about your work and your goals. It's about your life and your friends. Like there are 3 pillars of life, right? Like health, relationships, and your work. So all 3 are equally important. And God bless my friends for telling me on my face. Something that I actually feel I grew from, and also built a sense of detachment from my work because I love being in this job and being creative. That's the biggest joy of my life. But my self-worth was heavily dependent on the results and the numbers and whatever. I still want to do well, but I don't think I'll die or be completely depressed if that's not the case anymore.
And since you are working on your next entrepreneurship phase, what is it going to look like?
I think the next phase of my career, which I am currently in, is music and storytelling, which is what I've been doing as well since the last 2 years. So telling stories through the songs I'm creating, plus my series 1 Minute Drama, and hopefully that will evolve into long form. That's what me and my team are currently working on. Creating a fiction web series. So we're like pitching to everyone, OTTs and stuff like that. So that's a big one, because it's a massive undertaking, and we'll see. Not afraid of no's anymore, so that should help.
Very good. Did you do therapy at any point?
Yes.
And did that help? And why would you like to tell people that they need to get down to therapy rather than think of it as a taboo?
I think therapy, I've been working with a life coach for a while. I've tried all types. If you have the money for it, sure, you should go for it. But it is expensive, I'm not gonna lie. But it's definitely helped me. It's definitely helped me 360 degrees transformation in my thinking, for sure. Because I wouldn't have been saying any of this stuff if you had met me 5 years ago. Hopefully.
You would hide.
And also I would have been too obsessed with the result of my work.
Correct.
Too obsessed.
Yeah. Just a couple of very quick questions. So one is, what's your view on having children and the pressure?
God.
We're talking about 30, maybe your parents by now had 2 children.
Sure.
And then there's a conversation on egg freezing, and you're a daughter of a gynaec. I'm just wondering, have you and your mother had any sort of tussle or conversation on this?
God bless my mother. She is actually so progressive. वो मुझे मजाक में बोलती हैं कि कर लो प्लान जो करना है आपको लाइफ में नहीं बट सीरियसली अगर करना है तो अभी सोच लो in my friend group and I guess my age group as well, we were all like, no, you बच्चे शादी नहीं, but अब सब एक एक करके आ गए हैं. Everyone is saying कि हाँ शादी कर लेंगे बच्चा. So I think I'll also be okay with it. I'm comfortable with that thought now, and I think having a kid would be very, very nice.
So someone in your generation told me that our generation is a strange one right now because we thought we'll all be validated by doing what we want to do. But many of us are in the line of arranged marriage because you can't figure things out. I'm just curious, is that so?
Yes, a lot of my friends have gone through the arranged marriage route. That's totally cool, good for them. I don't think I will do that. Let's see. Hopefully I'll get married soon. Let's see.
Have you ever fought with another creator?
Fought? Not fought.
What does creator competition look like?
Oh God, what are these questions? Creator competition. Okay, I'll be honest, I was very competitive. Only in my mind. I've never been vocal about it, but very okay, I want to be the best and I want to, be the best in every sphere of life, but that was only burning me from the inside. I've stopped being that. And everyone has their own lane. I truly understand the meaning of that now. And you just work on your lane and you will get where you have to get to someday. But competition ऐसे नोक जोक होती है लोगों की, I'm sure होती है, but far away from that.
Good. Lovely talking to you. Thanks so much.
Same. Thanks for having me.